All right, so the children in this book are mostly refugees who fled Iraq because of the war and were living in Jordan in the fall of 2007. They represent only a tiny number of those whose lives have been deeply impacted now and forever by the United States decision, I'll correct it here, to invade their country. Almost 5 million refugees have been displaced by the war. Are they living at their own homes now? Good. About 3 million are internal refugees. Iraqis who were forced to flee their homes but were unable to cross the border. Why were they not allowed to cross the border? Here it says, many of them are now stuck in remote tent camps without access to schools, healthcare, electricity, or even food and clean water. Most of the others have fled to nearby countries such as Jordan and Syria, where they face uncertain futures. Others have stayed in Iraq and are trying to rebuild their lives in the towns and cities there. Only a relative handful of Iraqi refugees, even those who worked for the invading army of the United States, have been allowed into the countries of the coalition of the willing and their NATO allies. I chose to go to Jordan to collect the interviews for this book simply because the entry process was easier than for Syria. Because English is my only language, most of the interviews were conducted through two interpreters, one associated with the Mandean community, an ancient religious sect, and one with a group called the Collateral Repair Project, a grassroots organization that provides relief training, medical care, and education to Iraqi refugees. Time passes quickly. It has been more than 7 years since the planes hit the World Trade Center in 2001. This book was written in 2009. It has been nearly 6 years since the overthrow of Saddam Hussein. Although politicians continue to debate what to do, the war is slipping from the headlines. Yet the children in this book continue to be shaped by these events. I believe that we can create a world without war. One of the steps we can take is to fully understand the impact of our decisions on the world's most vulnerable, our children. Deborah Ellis, November 2008. All right, so here we have Saudi Arabia, Iran, Kuwait, and Iraq. Okay, so they're neighbors, and Syria. So people could go to 3 different countries. They could go to Syria, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, well, that's already 4, and back to Iran. But in Iran, they wouldn't go. Didn't they have a fight, a war in the 1980s? All right. You ready to read something? You want to skip? Okay.